Welcome to another video by Ferris Technology. Today we want to understand bands as you would know it in other reporting programs, or sections as they're known in Access reports. So let's get started. Report banding is the process of taking each piece of a report and laying it out individually, such as the report header or their page header. You'll have a group header, and then you could have footers for each of those items as well. And so here's one layout you could have on the left. Here's a second layout if you wanted to not have a report header, but only have a report footer. It's totally up to you which ones you end up using. So in Access, you start with the report header. Now, the report header is seen only on the first page, and it's used just for the title page, basically. You can have important information in there besides just the title, such as a page number or the date of the report being printed. It looks like this in a normal report. In this case, we only have the title in the page header, and on the first page, the report header looks like that. In the design view, the report header is labeled as report header, and you are able to put the label that it represents the title of the report within that report header. The next is the page header. They print on the top of every page so that you can put basically the titles of each of the columns within all of the reports. Now on the first page it'll look like this, because you'll have on the first page you'll still have that report header there, and just under that you'll have the titles that you see in a normal page header. On the second page you'll see just the page header at the top of the page, the report header having done its work on the first page and now doesn't exist anymore as the report continues on. In design view it'll be labeled as page header, and you have the labels for each of those columns within that row, and you can lay them out exactly how you want them. Then you have the group header that appears before the first record in each group as the group is processed. Now, the group header ends up getting named in design view the same as the name of the field, and I'll tell you why in a moment. On the first page, it looks like this. So on the first page, you get the report header, you get the page header, and then you get the first group name. So you see the group category of cars being the first group. And then on the subsequent pages, you're going to end up seeing, of course, the page header at the top, and you'll see some summary detail. And notice down here, the word SUV. That's our next category. And so the next category begins there, and you see the category heading there. Now in design view, you see the header being labeled the name of the field. That's important here because all the others, it's labeled report header or page header. Here it's going to be named the field name header. So in this case, it's going to be category header that we'll see along the way. Okay. And now in this row of data here, you're actually seeing the unbound text boxes which actually give the data to the users. Okay. Then comes the detail. Once you're done with all your groupings, and it could be just one group or multiple groups, we showed you just one, the detail then prints each detail record within the group. Now, it looks like this on the first page. So you'll see the report header, you'll see the page header, you'll see the category header in this case, which is the group header, category of cars in it, and then you start seeing the list of actual cars, and you see the actual data that's printed within the report. Now, on the subsequent pages, of course, you're going to see just that page header, and then you're going to continue seeing the cars. You won't see another listing for the group header until the next group is encountered. The detail looks like this in the design view. It'll be labeled detail, and you'll be able to continue putting the fields that you want to appear, the actual bound text boxes that you want to appear within that category of detail. Now you have group footer. The group footer prints after the last record of each item. Now, here's where you can start really putting some formula information that begins to fill out the data and fill out the information for the users. In this case, here's the way a group footer would look like. And here it has summary for category, special interest, 8 detail records. That's coded into this particular footer. And it has the sum, this is a label, and average is a label. And the sum then is 8 records within that detailed group. And then the average cost of each item is $91.99. Here's the way that looks in design view. And notice it's just summary for concatenated with category, a field name category, which would have been the category of cars, and the ampersand here, and then the field name category. This is a label category, field name category, and the count of the items. And if count equals 1, then such and such. Okay. Various math to get this detail records there. The page footer then. The page footer prints at the bottom of each page, such as this. Here it has the date and page 1 of 4. In the footer, it looks like this. It has the now command here, the now function, to give you this date. And we formatted the now function to give us the full date. And then page is a specific or special word in Access to get page number 1 of pages, gives the total number of pages in the report. And so the next piece is the report footer. Now the report footer is seen only at the very end of the report. You'll see it down here where you can put like for example, here it has the grand total. Now you see down here to differentiate, this is the page footer, remember? And here you show the last page. The report footer is this thing up here that ends your data and shows a total of 52 records, of 52 cars in stock, in fact, in this particular report. Okay, it's coded this way. The sum of quantity right there, and the grand total is, of course, a label. And I did put a line through here, too, to differentiate that grand total was part of a separate section. So a full banded report in design view would look like this. Here you show the report header, as we showed, the page header, category header, detail, the category footer, page footer, and report footer. Now, this can look pretty busy, but hopefully we've demystified the sections and realized that you can tackle each section individually. And by doing that, you can build out a report that actually is quite robust and has good information for your users. So if you liked what you saw here, hit that like button. And hopefully we can get this video out and help a lot of other people. If you would subscribe, that would help the channel, and we'd appreciate seeing you again later. Thanks.